The Times Square was bubbling. Not with people, not with cars, with bubbles. Giant shimmering spheres floated through the air, each one the size of a taxi, reflecting neon billboards in rainbow ripples. They drifted lazily between skyscrapers, beautiful at first glance, until out of them popped and stuck. The goo didn't splash, it stretched, elastic and sticky, pulling down a streetlight like it was caught in candy. Okay, Spider-Man muttered, swinging onto the scene. Either someone really overdid the detergent commercial, or this is about to get messy. He landed on the glass of a high-rise window, his reflection warping inside one of the bubbles drifting by. It smelled faintly of sugar and static electricity. Below, people were running, dodging the airborne orbs as they latched onto everything: taxis, lampposts, food carts, even the digital billboards that now glitched, displaying a grinning cartoon villain with purple goggles. The villain's voice boomed over the chaos. People of New York, the Bubble Bandit thanks you for your contribution to science and entertainment. Please enjoy your complimentary adhesive experience. Adhesive experience? Spider-Man sighed. Why can't I ever get free samples of normal stuff? He launched a web line to swing closer, but the line stuck mid-A, caught in an invisible bubble. Oh, come on. He tugged. It held fast, wobbling like jelly. Then he heard a familiar, cheerful shout, "Squirt it!" Down below, a small blue figure popped out of a storm drain, riding a wave of water like a surfboard. Squirtle's tail gleamed in the neon light as he zipped through the flooded street, firing water gun blasts at the bubbles. Each one popped with a soft plink, showering harmless mist. "Squirt it!" Spider-Man called, grinning behind the mask. "Glad you made it. We've got a sticky situation, and I mean that literally." Squirtle saluted and fired a precise water gun at the web stuck in the air. The burst loosened it enough for Spidey to yank it free. "Nice shot," he said, swinging down beside him. All around them, the bubbles kept multiplying. Every time one popped, it split into two smaller ones. People were getting trapped in mid-A, floating helplessly inside the sticky spheres. It looked like Times Square had turned into a lava lamp. "We need to find Bubble Boy up there," Spider-Man said, scanning the rooftops. "You up for a little rooftop parkour? Squirt it!" They sprang into action. Spider-Man leapt between the lower rooftops, webs whizzing through the air. Squirtle followed by spraying short, controlled bursts under his feet, turning water into mini geysers that launched him upward. Together, they bounced and splashed away toward the center of the chaos. Old Daily Globe building, where a massive cluster of bubbles had fused into an enormous sphere perched on the roof. Inside it, distorted and magnified, was the Bubble Bandit himself, a thin man in a lab coat covered with detergent stains, wearing oversized purple goggles that gleamed like gemstones. He floated inside his own invention, typing madly on a holographic keyboard made of bubbles. "Wow," Spider-Man said as they landed nearby. "You look like what happens when a chemistry set and a soap commercial have a baby." The villain cackled, voice echoing through the giant sphere. "Mock me all you want, Spider-Man. These aren't ordinary bubbles. They're made from a polymeric gel that amplifies elasticity. Soon the entire city will be a giant bubble of my creation." Spidey crouched. "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that idea." He leapt forward, firing a web, but it stuck to the sphere and yanked him backward like a bungee cord. He ricocheted off a vent and slammed into the roof with a thud. "Oh, okay, new plan. Less direct approach." Squirtle stepped up. His eyes narrowed, tail swishing. "Squirt it!" "Wait," Spider-Man said quickly. "Buddy, careful. These bubbles trap whatever touches them. We need a smart angle." Squirtle nodded, thinking. Then, with a mischievous grin, he sprayed a small jet of water at the building's cooling vents. The air pressure spiked, sending a warm gust upward that began swirling around the giant bubble. It wobbled. The bandit lost his balance, floating awkwardly inside. "Hey, stop that," he shouted. "Sorry," Spider-Man said, dusting himself off. "We're not great listeners." He shot webs across the rooftop, creating a net between two antennae. "If we can pop it just right," he explained to Squirtle, "we might get him to fall into this instead of splattering detergent all over Manhattan." Squirtle saluted, then inhaled deeply. His cheeks puffed, and he launched a high-pressure hydro pump straight at the bubble. The water hit and bounced off, spinning around the sphere in spirals of light. The bandit laughed. "Ha, my formula is hydrophobic. Water can't break it?" Squirtle frowned, thinking fast. Then he did something unexpected. He fired Bubble Beam. Dozens of his own bubbles streaked forward, smaller, brighter, and perfectly round. They merged with the villain's super bubble, creating ripples in the structure. The frequencies didn't match. The surface began to tremble. Spider-Man's lenses widened. "You're destabilizing it. Keep going." Squirtle redoubled his attack. The air filled with the sound of rapid-fire pops, like a symphony of fireworks. The big bubble vibrated, colors flickering faster and faster until it burst in a flash of blue and pink foam. The Bubble Bandit plummeted through the air, flailing wildly. Spider-Man dove, caught him mid-fall with a web, and lowered him neatly into the web net. The villain sputtered, covered in soap suds. "You ruined my masterpiece." "Don't worry," Spider-Man said, hanging upside down beside him. You'll have plenty of time to reflect in a bubble bath. Squirtle climbed up beside him, beaming proudly. The sky above began to clear as the remaining bubbles popped harmlessly, releasing little sparkles that floated down like snow. A crowd had gathered below, cheering. Firefighters and cleanup crews began washing the soap off the streets, which shimmered like mirrors in the neon glow. Spider-Man crouched beside Squirtle at the roof's edge, watching the reflection of the city in the puddles below. You know, he said, you think after years of saving New York, I'd be used to the weird stuff. But today really bubbled over. Squirtle groaned, smacking his forehead with his tiny hand. Okay, no more puns, Spidey said, laughing. But seriously, you were incredible. Those frequency bubbles, genius move. Squirtle blushed, shy but proud. As the police hauled the grumpy bubble bandit away, the first rays of sunrise peeked over the skyline. The puddles glowed pink and gold, and Spider-Man dipped his finger in one, flicking a tiny bubble into the air. It floated for a moment before popping quietly. You know, he said, glancing at Squirtle, some people cause bubbles, others clean up the mess, and then there's us. We make a splash and a statement. Squirtle grinned and raised his tiny fist. Squirt it! Spider-Man bumped it. Webs and waves forever. Below them, the city woke to a fresh new morning, streets shining, air smelling faintly of soap and rain, and somewhere, a single leftover bubble drifted upward through the sunrise, carrying the reflection of two unlikely heroes who had turned chaos into something beautiful.